I want to file a charge against you for harassment. You're a nuisance in the village of East Hampton.
Please keep your finger out of my face.
Please arrest him, officer.
Okay, we'll get a signed complaint.
Yep.
You understand what? He's willing to sign a formal complaint stating that you harassed him.
Okay, well,
waiting outside the restaurant, calling on the phone. I
was actually having a conversation with this nice young lady.
Here's a cell phone record. This guy called me. I can very easily prove it. He called me on my cell phone.
Is calling someone against the law?
When you threaten him and harass him,
I threatened you? I recorded the phone. I recorded the phone call, so be careful.
Okay, well, you harassed me. You called me up. What are you doing?
How did I harass you, if you don't mind me asking?
Just by calling me.
No, what
you're
did
not calling me for business. You're calling me to fuck with me.
No, not at all. I actually no. I'm walking down the street with my wife.
Okay,
down the sidewalk.
Listen, this guy is. I want him locked up, and that's it. Okay, arrest him.
All right, yeah.
Okay, he's been looking for trouble, and he's going to get it.
If it only worked that way, Mr. Wallace, you'd be, you'd be king. But that's not the way the world works.
But I'm not looking to be harassed.
The situation quickly turns tense outside a quiet village street as a man demands action from the police, insisting that arrests should be made immediately. The officer tries to calm things down, explaining that a formal complaint would be needed first. But emotions are already high, and both sides seem ready to escalate the situation rather than resolve it peacefully.
Can I speak to you privately for a moment so I can give you my side of the story?
He's saying his side of the story here. You say your side of the story.
Okay, that's fine. If he'll let me speak, because he keeps cutting me off. Can I speak now? Is that okay?
Sure.
So this is my wife. I'm walking down the sidewalk with my wife. One of your officers was writing parking tickets, okay? So we're walking down the sidewalk. I was planning on going around here to Main Street and just taking a walk, enjoying the weather with my wife, okay? Mr. Wallace comes out of his gallery, yells over to the officer whose name I can't remember, but I will, says, "Hey, dickhead's here." Points at me, right? So the officer says, "Oh yeah," right?
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
And I wasn't coming out of my.
No, it's not ridiculous.
I did say something. Where was I?
You did say it. I saw you.
Okay, but where was
the cameras? The witness that doesn't lie saw you. Okay,
I'm a private citizen. I'm not one of these guys.
Oh, you can say anything you want, but I can't.
The man argues that he was simply having a normal conversation when things suddenly turned hostile. He claims he has proof through his phone records, insisting that calling someone is not a crime. However, the other party accuses him of harassment, turning a simple phone call into a serious legal dispute.
How does that work?
There's a difference between.
Anyway, can I continue explaining my side of the story to you? This is why I'm asking to be in private, because I'm not going to be able to get a sentence out completely.
Continue.
Okay. So he yells out, "Dickhead is here." The officer says, "Oh, I see that." They wave to each other. The officer goes and gets in his car and leaves. Okay. So I walk down.
So why do you assume that that's you, though?
Because
he pointed right at me.
I never.
What do you mean? I'm 50 years old. I know when somebody's pointing at me and talking about me.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
That's subjective.
And
so
maybe their name fit.
Let me know when I can finish.
Go ahead.
You done? For a moment? Yeah. Okay. So then what I did was I turned around and I walked back down towards Terry's gallery because I didn't see where he went. I was just going to ask him why I have a new name and why it's Dickhead, where that came from. He's got a sign on the door that says, "I'm at John Pappas Cafe, here's my cell phone number." So since he's not there and I did not want to come to John Pappas Cafe and create any kind of a disturbance, I called his cell phone number, which is publicly posted on his door.
Tension builds as accusations fly back and forth. One man insists he was harassed, while the other defends himself, saying he only made a call for legitimate reasons. The disagreement grows louder, and it becomes clear that both sides have completely different versions of what actually happened.
Don't look like it.
I'm not an art buyer at all. No, I'm an art creator. Yes. So what I did was I called him up and I said, "Hey, Terry, how are you? I'm just wondering why my new name is Dickhead." And he started yelling at me on the phone, which is also recorded. Started yelling at me on the phone. "Listen, I'm an ex-Marine.
And I'm not going to tolerate your crap.
I'm not going to tolerate your crap. I'm going to have you arrested." Locked up for what? What's the crime?
Harassment.
What's the crime?
Harassment.
He says it's harassment.
He says it's
going to be a
waiting outside the restaurant, calling me on the phone.
It's going to be a civilian complaint.
When he's not a complaint.
Making a phone call is harassment?
Yeah. It's his word against yours.
Okay, no, it's his word against the camera.
Okay, that's fine. But that, if this is the way that it's going to go, and he wants you arrested for harassment,
I want you. What's your name and badge number?
Officer Kachanaz, shield number 72.
Okay, before you say another word, I want your supervisor here. End of story. Get a sergeant here.
No problem.
Okay, and you better watch yourself because you're dealing with qualified immunity.
412 headquarters 727.
Let's stick to the law. You just walked up with a little attitude.
Trying to explain himself, the man says he was simply walking down the street with his wife when the situation started. He claims someone pointed at him and shouted something offensive, which led to confusion and frustration. From his perspective, he was being targeted without any valid reason.
Harassing me. You're outside.
I called you up to ask you a question, sir. A Marine should be able to answer a question.
No.
Sure I can. You posted your phone number on the door of your business.
Free country.
You posted your phone number on the door of a business that said call.
I'm going to tell you something right now. What you're doing is okay, as long as you have someone's consent. But you can't pull up here and start
You're
to
the
wait
one
for
that started
people.
What do you mean I
You're
can't
the
pull
one
up here?
that started it by calling him a dick.
This is the officer he was speaking to. I'm sure you'll deny it, but when I was walking down the sidewalk with my wife,
Jason,
okay,
you didn't let me finish. You asked my name and shield number.
you gave me your name and shield number. I told you I don't want to hear another word out of you until your supervisor gets here. Are you a supervisor?
What does that have to do with what I'm talking to you about? The supervisor.
Because you're not handling this situation appropriately, and that's my opinion. So we're going to get your supervisor here. We're going to get it straight up.
Don't you
Listen,
have anything better to do with your life?
what I do with my life is not your
Don't you have
opinion.
anything better to do?
What I do with my life is
asking.
not up to you.
You know?
And you could have, and you want to know something, Terry? I've known you for a long time. We have mutual friends, Luciano.
As he continues his story, he explains how he went back to find the person who insulted him but couldn't locate him. Instead of causing a scene, he decided to call the number posted publicly on the person's business door, hoping to calmly ask what the issue was.
Luciano's a mutual friend. Luciano's introduced us many times over the past 35 years. Okay, and all you had to do, if you had an interest in what I was doing, was ask me. And I would have happily explained myself to you. That's all you had to do. You didn't need to yell dickhead across the parking lot. No, you said to me on the phone, I'll be right outside the restaurant. I'm calling the police. Yes, you did.
I said I will. Yes. I
Yes,
said I will
you
come
did. You said
outside.
I will be outside and I will call the police, and I will not run
It's
from
not
the
an
police
argument.
since you're going to call the police. I came down here to wait for them so they wouldn't have to
Let
look
put
for
it
me.
to you.
That's
You
all it
wanna
is.
harass these guys, that's one thing. Because they have.
I don't feel like I'm harassing
You're not
anybody.
gonna harass me.
I was not making a phone call to you is not a harassment. When you posted your cell
Waiting
number
outside
in
the
public.
restaurant is harassment.
You told me that you were going to come outside and call the police.
Exactly.
Sure you did.
I said I did call the police, and I said
When somebody tells me they called the police on me, I'm going to stand here and wait. I'm not going to disappear. What do you want me to do? Run away from the cops? I have nothing to run away for.
However, the phone call did not go as expected. According to him, the conversation quickly turned aggressive, with the other man yelling and threatening to have him arrested. What started as a simple question suddenly became a serious confrontation involving law enforcement.
I'm 49 years old, never been arrested in my life.
Well, today be your first day.
Well, that's up to you.
Okay.
That's up to you. Civil lawsuits are a bitch.
It's not a.
You better make sure you're doing the right thing. Because you posted your cell phone number in a public place and said call for assistance. I needed your help in solving in answering a question.
Say call for
I
assistance.
called you, and all you yes it does.
Say call for assistance.
It says I'm at John Pappas Cafe. Here's my cell phone
Doesn't
number.
say
So
call
I
for
called.
assistance.
That's it.
If I were you, Mr. Gutterman, I'd find a different line of work.
You're not me.
Stop harassing.
You're
these
not me.
cops.
You're not me.
Okay. You know, I
You're
don't know
not
what
me.
your problem is with these
My
guys.
father died 23 years ago. I'm not going to listen to what you tell me what to do.
I'm not trying to be your father.
You're
I'm
giving me
giving-
you're giving me advice, telling me what I should be doing with my life.
Good,
I mean,
free
come on.
advice.
You know
Good,
what?
Free advice.
Do we have a supervisor on the way?
Already called him.
Okay, good. Thank
I'm
you.
giving you good free.
And can I
advice.
get your name and badge number, sir, please?
Really?
Yes. I'm asking you for your name.
Ray-Ban. Shield 6.
Thank you very much. Wasn't so hard, was it? I'm just asking. And since you're here, can I get your name and badge number, please?
Officer Smith, badge number 78.
Thank you, Officer Smith.
The situation escalates further when the man demands a supervisor, clearly frustrated with how the officers are handling the case. He begins questioning their authority and warns them about legal consequences, showing that he is not willing to back down easily.
I've never been anything but cordial with you guys, and you know that. You can't name one time in the 35 years that you've known me that I've ever been disrespectful to you. Sure you have.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you don't remember. You've known me for a very long time. Yeah.
You did a small statement.
We met when I was 18 years old.
Well,
Well, so that was 32 years ago. I'm off by a few years. And Officer Smith here will tell you, I think in our interactions, I've been very respectful to you. We've been very cordial to each other. There's no issues. Mr. Wallace wants to walk through a parking lot yelling dickhead at people. That, to me, is harassment. And that to me crosses a line because I did not say anything disrespectful to you.
Did he say your name?
He pointed right at me.
He didn't point at you.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
You have it on tape?
Yes, I do. I always record. Yep. There's a reason. And why are you asking if I have it on tape? You should know. You should know what you said.
Because I'm telling you that it's not.
Your story's already changed 3 times. Review the tape. You'll see a copy of it.
As more officers arrive, the argument continues. The man insists he has done nothing wrong and questions how a simple phone call could be considered harassment. The officers try to explain the concept of a civilian complaint, but he challenges their interpretation of the law.
Matt has.
And again, as a former Marine, you swore an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America. And if you wanted to know what I was doing, you could have just simply asked me. And I would have explained myself to you.
Waiting outside the restaurant for me, calling me up.
You asked
You crossed the line. That's where you
asked
crossed the
No,
line.
that is
Pulling
up. I'm standing on a public
You're thinking You're a
sidewalk.
tough guy. You
No,
crossed the
I'm
line.
standing. I'm not acting like you're the one stating you're an ex-Marine and you're not going to tolerate it, and I'm going to be sorry, and you're going to make me pay for what I'm doing.
I'm not like these guys.
That's
I
what
don't
you
have
said.
to listen to your crap, okay?
I'm
I feel
not like
bad for
these
them.
guys either. I'm standing on a public sidewalk. I can film and do it. I could stand here all day and film this place for
You can,
36
but,
hours.
The difference is.
See, now you're calming down. Now we can talk.
The difference is, you crossed the line when you called me, number one, gave me a hard time, and number two,
I didn't give you a
when
hard time. You
came
gave me a
down-
hard
When I
time.
told you I'm not giving you an interview,
The confrontation becomes more personal as both men exchange heated words. One claims he was threatened, while the other insists he was simply defending himself. The presence of police does little to calm things, as both sides remain firm in their positions.
and you came and you stood outside this place in your rest.
No.
That's when you
said
crossed the
you-
line.
All right, no, wait. Can I respond to that?
Yeah.
Let's have a gentlemanly conversation.
You told-
Let me respond to that. What you said was, I am going to call the police and have you arrested, and I will be outside. I'm walking outside the restaurant now. That's what you said. So when somebody tells me they're calling the police, I walk down here to wait for the police officers.
Well, what do you think I was doing?
What do you think I'm going to do?
Walking-
Get in my car and leave?
No, I was walking in the parking lot to see if there was a police officer here. That's why I said I'm going outside.
Okay. I don't believe that story because you said you were calling them, but okay, that's
I'm
fine.
going to walk outside.
And I think you did call them. You didn't walk outside and find them.
Well, I did because when I didn't
Hold
find
on,
one of
Matt.
them here, I had a call. I had a call when I didn't find one of them.
Can I talk to you now?
I mean, I know you guys are just itching to hem me up for something, but I mean, let's get something real, guys. Wait till I cross the line. Let's just not make things up, you know?
Jason, we're here answering a legitimate.
All right, but you have discretion to decide whether or not that complaint is legitimate or not. Okay?
And
So that's
why
your
I
call.
tried to explain to you that it's called a civilian arrest.
You can be
He says
arrested
you
for
harassed
calling. So, what is the definition of harassment? How did I harass him? State the statute.
I'm not
How did I?
giving-
The man stands his ground, stating he has nothing to hide and is not afraid of the police. He even says that if they believe he committed a crime, they should go ahead and arrest him. His confidence adds even more tension to the already heated situation.
I'm not
What are you
getting into
talking about?
New York State penal law.
How did I? What are you talking about? New York State penal law.
Definition.
Well, if you're going to arrest somebody, yes, you are. You're going to get very
I
into
told
New
you,
York State penal law.
you're
You're going to
missing
get
the
into
point.
qualified immunity and a
Jason,
lot of
you're
things.
missing the point.
No,
And
I'm not
here's
missing
why.
the point.
I told you it's a
Now you're
civilian
getting
arrest.
defensive. He's trying to explain
No, let
something.
me explain because nobody. No,
See,
no,
now
no.
you're getting defensive.
No, I'm not getting. Well, you listen. You're threatening me with arrest. Of
Not-
course, I'm going to get defensive.
I'm not
Okay?
threatening you with an arrest. You
Mr.
asked
Wallace,
him what
Mr.
the-
Wallace has his phone number handwritten on the door of his business that says, "I am at John Pappas. Call my cell with the phone number." That's what I did. Okay? So if you want to consider that harassment, and when I called him, I said, "Mr. Wallace, this is Jason Gutterman. I'd just like to know why my new name is Dickhead." That's all I said. He started screaming at me, "I'm an ex-Marine. You don't know who you're fucking with. You don't know. I'm going to make sure you get arrested." Blah, blah, blah,
My
blah.
licensing
So,
for them taking my picture and sitting on the same thing.
Talk to the photographer about it.
so that's just ridiculous. And you know what? I hope you arrest me. I really do.
Despite the chaos, the man tries to justify his actions logically. He explains that the phone number was publicly displayed, inviting calls, so he used it as intended. From his point of view, there was no harassment, only a simple attempt to communicate.
I really do.
If you would let me finish, Jason.
I'd be happy to let you finish, but don't blame me for being upset.
Civilian arrest. I'm not saying you have any right to be upset or not upset. Honestly, that doesn't matter to me. Honestly, that doesn't matter to me. We have a complaint that we're following up on. The complaint came from Mr. Wallace.
Okay.
Mr. Wallace, if
he's got legal grounds.
it doesn't matter about legal
Oh,
grounds.
Doesn't matter about me.
oh,
He's
so I
saying
could
you've
just
arrested him,
so I
he's
can
going to fill out a report.
I can just make up
And
anything
if,
I want
if
against.
he wants you charged, it's a civilian arrest.
Sergeant Bennett, can I speak with you for a minute, please?
Yeah, you turn that camera off and I'll speak with you all you want.
If I turn the camera off, why would I turn the camera off?
What do you want to talk to me about?
You want me to turn my camera off? What do I want you to talk? You got Mr. Wallace's side of the story. You're not interested in here. I'm the one that asked for a supervisor. You need me to turn my camera off?
Then I'll talk to you.
Why? We're standing on a public sidewalk, and I'm being threatened with arrest. And for my safety, I'd like to talk to you in private right here, 10 feet away, just like Mr. Wallace did. Thank you.
I'm gonna go out.
Enjoy your lunch, sir. All right, so now listen, just to de-escalate this, okay? What I'm trying to do is I want to explain to you what just happened.
As the argument continues, the man requests officers' names and badge numbers, maintaining a calm but firm tone. He emphasizes that he has always been respectful in past interactions, suggesting that this situation is being unfairly blown out of proportion.